Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Quincy if you haven't been here before. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different than my normal videos. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my intimate stories and details of things on my body, aka a little tattoo tour. I know this is almost kind of narcissistic to think that people would want to sit and listen to me talk about my tattoos, but honestly I get asked all the time about them, so I figured that I'd make a video and just kind of give some stories about them and explain why I got them, where I got them, and just some kind of backstory on them. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned. So I actually do have a lot of tattoos. As you can see, I have quite a bit of my arms filled up, but I also have a lot of space left as well. Majority of my tattoos actually do live on my arms. I figured that I'd get my arms filled up first and then move on to my legs and then on to my torso and back, etc. if I decide to go that route. I'm actually working on 2 sleeves right now. It didn't always start that way, but that's just kind of how it's happened. So I'm gonna take you along for the ride and how I got started on that, and I will start with my first tattoo. My first tattoo was done by some weird crackhead in a kitchen. I think actual tattoo artists referred to them as scratchers, which is basically people who don't know what the f they're doing. They're just in their kitchen scratching people with needles and leaving them with shitty tattoos. So yeah. I fortunately got a pretty decent tattoo done by this guy. It was like a $50 tattoo. I got a swallow. I'll put the image right here. I'm not adding anything to it. It's actually right here on my back. But yeah, I got that on my 15th birthday. My best friend Nicole actually ended up getting a tattoo that same night, and that's when we started a tradition of getting tattoos on our birthdays. We did that for several years up until probably like 20 or something. So she got a tattoo that night that didn't actually end up being the best one, which is still kind of funny, but I won't say more about that. Forget the world, look at you.
So this is what you do in your free time.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my first tattoo. It's okay. It is what it is. The next tattoo I got was actually from a friend of mine. It was also in a kitchen, or actually a room. It wasn't legit. I was, I think, 16 or 17. It was a compass rose on my thigh. It actually was fucked up a little bit. We ended up turning it into something that just said north and south. And to me, it actually has the meaning that north for Dallas, south for Austin, and the rose kind of represents Texas. And I just say that it's like a Texas rose and that the compass represents my heart. And it's like, oh yeah. The following tattoo I got was when I finally turned 18. And I got this one right here, which is a sugar skull. At the time, 5 years ago, I got this here. This was the first arm tattoo I got. I asked for a rose and I just thought it was really cool. And with all the colors, my skin being so fair as it is, that I just thought it looked really neat. Nicole also got one at the same time. That started a trend of getting a lot more tattoos and a lot more on my arms, which brought me to my next one, which is this one right here, which honestly is my least favorite tattoo. It wasn't one that cost the most, but it's definitely one that cost one of the most. And it's also one of my biggest, and it's my least favorite. To me, honestly, I get a lot of compliments on it, but I honestly hate it. I got it done and then I had to get it redone, and I've always referred to it as the Lynch Lady from Recess. So here it is. Originally, I wanted just not even a portrait of myself or anything. I wanted just a portrait of a woman, and I wanted it to be really feminine and kind of like pinup style. That's kind of like 50s or 20s or something. I know those are 2 different eras obviously, but just really feminine and kind of dolled up hair and stuff. And then the tattoo artist had the idea to add a skull and change the hair color to blonde, and then he kind of turned it into like a portrait, and then he like started adding in really dark eyes like underneath, and then he like made the eyes blue, and I was like, dude, if you're trying to make me right now, you're making me look ugly as fuck. You're making me look like a Lynch Lady from Recess. Originally, none of this stuff was in there. It was just this chick. And I was like, what the f is this dude doing? So I go back in there. My homeboy that does Nicole's tattoo, he was doing hers at the same time. He was the manager. I was like, dude, this is f***ed up. Like, I was disappointed the moment I walked out of there. And being someone who was kind of new to getting tattooed, like actually in a shop, I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I didn't know really what to say. I should have really kind of told him right off the bat, one, I don't like your idea. Don't tattoo my skin permanently with your ideas because they suck. But I didn't, so now I'm stuck with this. But AB went in and he fixed it up for me. He added some detail around it, made it a little bit more feminine, went in with some lighter color and tried to fix it. Honestly, I still don't really like the tattoo, to be honest, but it is what it is. Like, you live and you learn. I probably won't get it covered up or done again or anything. Next, I started just getting like some smaller tattoos because I was a college student and just broke as shit all the time. So I started getting like little Friday the 13th tattoos. I got this one here. It's just a little eye that's crying. I actually really like this one. And then I also got one over here, which is just a butterfly. 13's right up here. So during the same time that I did the Friday the 13th tattoos, I actually got another tattoo done, and it's just like a completely random tattoo that I got done actually for free. It was like one of the ones on the sheet where it was like nobody obviously wanted to do it, and they were like, yeah, we'll do it for free just because nobody wants to do it. And I was like, who cares? So I got a tattoo of a guy throwing up on my ankle. He just looks kind of kooky. His eyes are coming out of his skull, and like he's like with like vomit coming out of his mouth, and yeah, that's right here. So real cute. That's permanently on my body. So after that, I decided I was ready to start getting a little more tattoos. I got this one right here, which is a globe that says Wanderlust in it. It's done in a traditional style with a turquoise, yellow, and red. It is a really beautiful tattoo. I really love it. It, to me, symbolizes just my love for travel and wanting to explore. It was also one of the tattoos that started the idea of this becoming a travel sleeve for me. After that, I started getting tattooed by my buddy Alex at Atomic Tattoo, who actually still works there. Here's his info. He's still my tattoo artist. He's done several of my tattoos. This one of me, actually, I want to say like the following day he did this one on me, which is a hand fan. It's just kind of like one of those handheld fans. This one's really cool. This was becoming a 20 sleeve for me, so I was trying to do things that were in the 20s, and this one wasn't really like 20s to me, but like the style of it kind of I thought was antique-y, so I went with it. He did that one on me, and then after that my buddy Tanner Riggs did this one at Pigment Tattoo, which I don't know if he still works there, but I'll link his stuff right down here. These are all tattoo artists in Austin, by the way. Next, I went and got this one right here, and I haven't gotten this one finished just because, one, it was a huge tattoo. Not because it hurts or anything, but because honestly, when you get tattoos like this, like, it's really tiring, I think, both for the person getting it and for the artist, but also it's expensive as hell, and it does hurt. Like, for me, in this spot, it doesn't hurt too much, but down at the wrist and in the ditch, it obviously hurts. This tattoo is super special to me. I obviously do want to get it colored in. I went on a backpacking trip with my best friend Nicole. We went in 2015. We went to 8 different countries. Basically, what I wanted to do is represent them on my arm. So instead of getting the country's flags or like passport stamp of some kind, I decided to take each country's national flower and get that right here. So I've got like France and Germany and Ireland. It's so freaking special to me. I love it so much. It takes up so much of my arm, and I'm okay with that because it takes up a lot of my heart too. Next, after that, I got this one right here, which is another one that Alex did, which, by the way, Tanner did this one as well. This one right here is so freaking cool. I love this tattoo. It happened on a whim. I wasn't planning it with Alex or anything, but he just posted it on Instagram. He's like, hey, I thought of this idea. You know, if anybody is interested in getting it, like, let me know. And it was right after Tyler and I had got back from our trip to Canada. I was like, hell yeah. So I went in and got this. Next, I got this one done. This is my most recent tattoo. It's one of my favorites. I love this tattoo so much because of the wood grain down here. And also I love this building right here. This is one of my favorite buildings that I saw. This is the House of Parliament, and I saw it from afar and I was just in complete shock. Like, the architecture alone is so freaking beautiful. My snow globe is probably one of my favorite tattoos, along with the perfume bottle. There's so much meaning behind a lot of my tattoos, and then there's some that really don't. I honestly don't think that there has to be. Some people put a lot of meaning in it and some people don't. Tattoo artists are artists. You gotta let them be creative, and most of the time when I go in there, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, you can have your creative run with it. So that's probably the bust that happened with this thing here. But I actually hate getting tattooed, to be quite honest. A few tips that I would recommend if you're gonna get tattooed. When I was first starting out, I used to chew on gum a lot. It helped. I chewed on straws as well to help. But my biggest tip of all would really be to learn to meditate when you're getting tattooed. That would help me kind of block out some of the pain. It would help me block out some of the noise, and it would help me just kind of stay concentrated and still. And I think it was helpful both to the artist as well. My other tip is just to be really communicative to your artist, because there's nothing worse than leaving the tattoo shop being unhappy and having to live the rest of your life with something that you don't like, or the recess lunch lady on your arm. Anyways, I 100% am going to keep getting tattooed. I hope to fill out both my arms and my legs. I don't know if I want to get my tummy tattooed. That would probably hurt a lot, but probably will. I don't know. I also just want to say that you should trust your artists. They know what they're doing. Don't undermine them and don't second guess them. If you don't feel comfortable with your artist, then go somewhere else. Don't waste their time, because they don't go through hours of apprenticeship for somebody who doesn't know anything to come in and to tell them, oh, well, that doesn't look good, or oh, you're doing that wrong, because they know what they're doing. If you have any tattoos that you want me to know about, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear about them. I love hearing about people's unique tattoos. You guys, thanks so much for watching my video on YouTube today. I'm stoked that people are enjoying my videos and are coming back to watch more. And if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely going to keep putting out content at least once a week, and I'll be putting out my San Francisco video shortly. It's a lot of footage, so I'm definitely going to be siphoning through that a little bit, and you should keep a lookout for that. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful freaking day.